Lillahi ta'ala, have the good intentions. So we started going over the Aqidah of Ibn Asakir, yani the creedal document called Aqidat Ibn Asakir. And we reached the point where the author said, وَلَهُ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى. He has the best names or the most beautiful names. The word husna, that's feminine word. It's the feminine version of ahsan. It's the feminine version of ahsan. Ahsan means best. Well, first of all, ahsan means more. Husn, more husn. Husna also means more. Husn, or most. And husn means goodness, or it means beauty or fairness. So some people say وَلَهُ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى. Yani they say al-asma'ul husna, they translate it as the most beautiful names of God. Or some people translate it as the perfect names of God. Al-asma'ul husna. So we want to now, since what we were involved in mentioned that he has the best names, then let's take a look at his names, or some of them, briefly without a lot of details so we can get back to the brief text we were going over. So the word husna is describing the word asma. Asma means names here. So you wouldn't say al asma ul ahsan, it would be wrong grammar. Since it's plural, then you're going to bring the feminine word to describe it, but it doesn't mean that the name of Allah is feminine. No, it's just a feminine word because of linguistic rules. Al-Asma'ul Husna, the greatest names, the most beautiful names, the perfect names. At-Tirmidhi narrated from Abu Hurairah that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, yani, that Allah Ta'ala has 99 names, 100 minus 1. Whoever memorizes them and comprehends them shall enter paradise. Well, here we are. These 99 names, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's 9 lines, according to what's displayed here. 9 lines, this means you can memorize these names in 9 days if you were to just try to commit 1 line to memory per day. And really, you could memorize these 99 names in a week, 7 days. You don't need 9 days for this. And really, you probably could memorize them in 3 days if you really put the effort. If you really, really wanted it, like how you want a job, like how you want a spouse, like how you want something else, like you have something you want. If you want it like those things, you can memorize this in 3 days, for example. That's in terms of memorizing the words. But the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said 2 things: not just memorizing them, but also understanding their meanings. And this is the part that's going to take more than a few days. I tell you that from experience. Yani, understanding the meanings of these names is not merely a case of hearing the translations of them and then saying, okay, I got it. Rather, requires more than that. Well, let's get started here. So, At-Tirmidhi narrated from Abu Hurairah that the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. So let's recite the names first. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس. That's Al-Malik, not Al-Malik or Al-Malik. Al-Malik. الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الرزاق الغفار القهار الوهاب الرزاق الفتاح العليم. الفتاح العليم القابض الباسط الخافض الرافع المعز المذل السميع البصير الحكم العدل اللطيف الخبير الحليم العظيم الغفور الشكور العلي الكبير الحفيظ المقيت الحسيب الجليل الكريم الرقيب المجيب الواسع الحكيم الودود المجيد الباعث الشهيد الحق الوكيل القوي المتين الولي الحميد المحصي المبدئ المعيد المحيي المميت الحي القيوم الواجد الماجد الواحد الصمد القادر المقتدر المقدم المؤخر الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن الوالي المتعال Al-Muta'ali. Right now I said Al-Muta'al. I didn't read the ya there, but it's valid. If you say Al-Muta'al, that's valid. Or if you say Al-Muta'ali, that's valid. Al-Barru التواب المنتقم العفو الرؤوف مالك الملك. That's one name. ذو الجلال والإكرام. That's another name. المقسط الجامع الغني المغني المانع الضال النافع النور الهادي البديع الباقي الوارث الرشيد الصبور. So those are the 99 names. According to this rendition of At-Tirmidhi, there are other versions of this hadith with differences in them. We're going to go with this one here. This is what we have received to pass on. Out of other versions, also, this is the one that we have received to pass on. So we're going to pass this one on here. Before I move further, do you have any question? Okay. So let me go ahead and read further for you then. We'll take a look at the meanings of these, but we're not going to take a long time here. Let's just be acquainted with these names, especially if you haven't taken the names before. So just take a small amount for now, and may Allah increase your knowledge. Ameen. So the first name is Allah. This is the greatest name of Allah. Allah means the one who has ilahiyah, godhood, or uluhiyah, godhood. which is the power to create. And this name, Allah, it's not derived from another name in Arabic. It's not taken from another name in Arabic. That's the strong saying. Some say, no, it is. It's taken from Al-Ilah. They say Allah is taken from Al-Ilah, the God. But the strong scholars said, no, Allah is not taken from Al-Ilah. Rather, Allah is original. It is the name of God. And this name, Allah, it has some specialties. One of its specialties is that the lam is heavy. You don't say Allah, Allah. Like you say Islam. You're not supposed to say Islam. Some people say Islam. It's Islam. La, lam, alif, Islam. Or if you want to say no in Arabic, you say la. You don't say law. And like that. Salah, as-salah, salat, the prayer, salah, lam, alif. But in this name of God in particular, the lam is heavy. So you don't say Allah, you say Allah. That's special to the name of God in Arabic. Also, one of its specialties is that if you call the name, if you say, yeah, Allah, you keep the al. Keep the al. You say, yeah, Allah. But if it's another name, like any of these names here, for example, if you can read the Arabic, Ar-Rahman, you don't say, yeah, Ar-Rahman, you say, yeah, Rahman, you drop the al. That's for all of these. Ya Rahim, Ya Malik, Ya Quddus. That's for any word in Arabic. Ya Salam. You drop the L when calling with the particle Ya, but not in the name of Allah. That's one of the specialties of the name of God in Arabic. When you call upon Him using the word Ya, you keep the L on the front of the word. So you say, Ya Allah. And also has another specialty. The name Allah, it has another specialty, which is that you can call upon God with this name of His by using a meme with a shadda. So you can say Allahumma. Some people think you're adding humma. You're not adding humma. The ha is already in the name of Allah. Like if you were to say Allahu, so you didn't add anything here. But if you say Allahumma, then all you added was a meme only, a doubled meme. Allahumma. You don't use this for calling any other name but the name of God in Arabic, Allah. And so that you know, although the lam is heavy in the name Allah, sometimes it's going to be light the original way. Sometimes it's going to go back to its original light sound if there's E sound in front of it. That's why you say Bismillah. You don't say Bismillah. Some people do, but that's a mistake. And you say Alhamdulillah. You don't say Alhamdulillah. Becomes light because of the E sound. You say A'udhu billah. You don't say A'udhu billah. Okay. And this name, Allah, cannot be used for anyone but Allah. And also, This name, Allah, it's not an adjective. It's a moniker. It's not a moniker means it's God's proper name. It's an alam. It's not an adjective. It's a name, Yani. It's a name. Allah is a name. When I say it's not an adjective, maybe you don't know what I mean. Because all of these are names of His. Yes, but most of them are in the form of adjectives. They are names of His, but in the forms of adjectives. Imagine if someone's name if someone's name were happy. So that's an adjective, but now you're using it as a name. So then when you call the person by his name, say, hey, happy, then you're using it as a name, not as an adjective. This is his name now. Even if he's sad, his name's happy or her. Or some people name their daughter, for example, Precious. That would be her name, really. Precious. So originally, that's an adjective, meaning a descriptive name, but it's being used as a name. This name, Allah, is not an adjective, it's a name. And it is God's greatest name. His greatest single name, single name. Single name as opposed to a compound name. Allah also has compound names. Like you can say, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, Al Hayyul Qayyum, for example. Or you say, um, Ad-Darru Nafi', Al Khafidu Rafi'. The name Allah is His greatest name, His greatest single name. Ar-Rahman means the one who's merciful to everyone in the world. That means believers and non-believers. But His mercy is reserved for the believers in the afterlife. He has no mercy on believer and not on non-believers in the afterlife. No mercy, zero. They will be in very excruciating torture. His mercy for them is in this life now. Now He will give them air to breathe, like fresh air, and water to drink, and like this, some food that tastes good. And maybe He will allow them to smell nice smells in this lifetime, perfume or cooked food, and see nice things. See around you, see some flowers. I see, what, I don't know, some nice looking people, for example, and clouds and sun, butterflies. Any mercy the kafir gets only in this lifetime. In the next life will have no mercy at all. Ar-Rahman, so it comes from Rahmah. So this is originally an adjective. Just like you could say someone is Ghadban, means he's angry. Or he's Sakran, he's drunk. Allah is Ar-Rahman, most merciful to everyone in the world, believer and non-believer, but to believer exclusively in the afterlife. And He is Ar-Rahim, the merciful, the one who is merciful to believers. Ar-Rahim. And this name Ar-Rahman can only be for Allah. This name Ar-Rahim, you can use it for someone other than Allah. It's not haram. Al-Malik. So You can see here, literally, it's translated as the king. That's a literal translation. Or the sovereign, or the ruler, who has absolute dominion. Yani Allah is Al-Malik. He is, as we have just described him here, the one whose dominion is clear of imperfection. Al-Quddus. So obviously you can use the word Malik for other than Allah. So, the names of Allah have two cases. Either it's a name that's exclusively for Allah, or it's a name that can be used for other than Allah also. Most of his names, most of his names may be used for others also. So we'll just point out the ones that can't be used for others, and then, anyway, it's mentioned down here which ones I have them all gathered. Which ones can only be used for Allah? Al-Quddus. Someone might translate it as the holy or the pure one. This is one of his names that means that he is clear of imperfection. So, some of the names of Allah have the meaning of the one who's merciful. Here are two. Here, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim. And there are more. So we're going to see them, inshallah. Some of his names have the meaning of being clear of imperfection. Al-Quddus is one of them. And also As-Salam is one of them. As-Salam, the one who is sound. Sound means clear of every imperfection. Some people think As-Salam means peace. They say Allah is peace. Say, no, don't say that. If I heard someone saying that, I would want to say to him, don't say silly things. But I'll probably just say, don't say that. As-Salam. When you will say, well, doesn't salam mean peace? Don't we say As-Salamu alaykum? Peace be upon you? I'm going to say, but this is the name of Allah. It has root letters. Sin, Lam, Mim. The root letters of Sin, Lam, Mim, they also come with the meaning of soundness. Not only the meaning of security. You think this has meaning of security here. These letters also come with the meaning of soundness. Like you would say, Al-Aqlu Salim, sound mind. You say, my mind is Salim, sound. Allah Ta'ala is As-Salam, the one who is clear of every imperfection. Al-Mu'min is the one, so might stand out to you that it means the believer. No, doesn't mean the believer. What we have here is the one who witnessed for himself that no one is God but he, and the one who witnessed for his believers that they are truthful in their belief that no one is God but he. That's one way to explain it. Or Al-Mu'min, some said it could mean the one who grants safety. Amin, Amin, Amin. So the one who grants safety, you would call someone who grants safety a mu'min. And has other ways to explain it also. What's here being displayed to you is very brief. I actually would like to build on this and give it more details. Imam al-Bayhaqi has a lot of information about the names of Allah, and it's in my heart to go into the books of al-Bayhaqi and load this whole chapter up here about these names of Allah. But for now, this is all from al-Bayhaqi, not all of it, most of it is from al-Bayhaqi in the first place. He has way more information. And Other scholars do too. Yani, scholars have massive books on explaining the names of Allah. Massive, not small. Not this, what's you're seeing right here, a few pages with list of the names of Allah. Some scholars have massive books explaining the names of Allah. So that's why it's said to you, you want to understand their meanings. Didn't the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, whoever memorizes them and comprehends them shall enter paradise. You want to comprehend these names, not a matter of just seeing a translation for them and being settled with that. Rather, this is a study here so that you can comprehend these names of Allah. Al-Muhaymin is who witnesses the sayings and the deeds of his creatures, and also has other explanations. Like, this is one of the names of Allah I need to study more. I would say my quest to comprehend the names of Allah is still incomplete after all these years. Need to study Al-Muhaymin and some other things. Also, some of the other names. Al-Aziz, the invincible, meaning the defeater who is not defeated. Or it could mean the unique one, the one who doesn't have any similar. Or it could mean the great one. Then it would be in reference to his attribute of perfection. Al-Jabbar is who nothing happens in his dominion except what he willed. Some people translate this as the compeller. So that's not far. Nothing happens in his dominion except what he willed. But if you were to use the word compeller, you must understand that properly. Because we have to believe that Allah grants us, enables us, yani installed in us the ability to choose. When you are compelled, then you don't have a choice. We don't want to use the word compulsion in a way that denies that Allah gave some of his creations a choice. Which ones? The humans, the angels, the jinn. But the angels never choose to disobey. Even an animal is going to do what he wants to do, right? Like, it's going to sniff around, uh, get into something, bite you or something. Also, this name of Allah, Al-Jabbar, has other ways of explanation, like could mean the one who fixes situations of his slaves. Then it means something to the effect of the fixer. You'll notice here, our explanation for these names does not settle with one mere translation. That's what you're going to find maybe most places. They give you the 99 names. They're just going to give you one translated word by word. Each name has a single translated word for you. You probably will not comprehend the names of Allah, the 99 names of Allah, if that's all you have. Al-Mutakabbir, who is clear of the attributes of the creatures and of resembling them. Yes, Al-Mutakabbir, this is one of his names that refers to his attribute of perfection. Perfection is one of the attributes of Allah. One of his attributes. One of his eternal, everlasting attributes. This name, Al-Mutakabbir, it means Al-Kabir, which means Al-Azim, the great one. Al-Kabir means Al-Azim, the great one. And Al-Mutakabbir means Al-Kabir. Kaf, Ba, Ra, those are the root letters. But has more meaning because it has more letters. It's more emphatic. And this is one of the names of Allah Ta'ala that you can use it for creation, but when you use it for creation, it has a meaning of imperfection. Because for creation, it's going to mean arrogant. And also, Al Jabbar, you can use this for creation. But if you use it for creation, it has a meaning of imperfection. Because for creation, it means tyrant, bully. That's why Allah says in the Quran, وَمَا أَنْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ بِجَبَّارٍ. Oh Muhammad, you are not a jabbar over them. You are not a tyrant over them. Al-Khaliq. This is one of the names of Allah that are exclusive to Him, the Creator. This one, perhaps, if you only had a mere translation, it will be clear. The Creator, who brings everything from non-existence into existence. So, Al-Khaliq, it means very clearly the Creator. Al-Bari, the Creator who has the power to turn the entities from state to state. Okay, so Al-Bari, it also means the Creator. But in terms of common translations, I always see people translate Al-Bari as the originator. But if you look into the Arabic dictionaries, they're going to say Al-Bari means Al-Khaliq. So, yani every single dictionary I've looked in says Al-Bari means Al-Khaliq. So sometimes names of Allah have the same meaning also. So add that to your comprehension of the names of Allah. You might expect that every single name has different meaning. Though it could be said that they do have different meanings, even if they are very, very close. Then you'd have to investigate into the Arabic language to see what is the subtle difference between this name and that name. Al-Musawwir, image creator, the image creator, image maker. He who forms his creations in different appearances. Yes, yani, the image maker, image creator. And this name proves that Allah does not have an image because He is the image creator. If He had an image, it would mean He created Himself. Yani, so in very literal sense, Musawwir means depictor, depictor. So I'm saying for you, image creator. So this is one of His names that refers to His being the creator. Al-Khaliq, Al-Bari, Al-Musawwir. But the word Al-Musawwir, it means, uh, as per Arabic language, more about creating images, though. From Sad Waw Ra, Surah, Surah. Not a surah of the Quran, that's seen, wow, that's seen. Surah with a Sad, that's a picture. So the Musawwir is the picture maker, or depictor. For Allah, it's image creator. Al-Ghaffar, the forgiver, who forgives the sins of his slaves time and again. Yes, time and again, yani he forgives the slaves again and again. Okay, so this is one of his names that have the meaning of forgiving. Al-Qahhar, the subduer, the conqueror, the subjugator, the dominator. Those are some single translations that work. The subduer with the perfect power and is not powerless over anything. Al-Wahhab, gifter, gift giver, gift granter. He who is generous in giving plenty without any return. Al-Wahhab. Don't forget to double the hat there. Don't say Al-Wahhab. Al-Wahhab. Al-Razzaq. The provider or the sustainer who makes the sustenance reach his slaves. Al-Fattah. So very literally, the opener. Al-Fattah is who opens the closed worldly and religious matters for his slaves. So if you find something in your world or religion is closed for you, you can't access it, call upon Allah by this name of His and say, Ya Fattah, open for me the closed opportunity, for example. Al-Alim, the knowledgeable or the all-knowing, who nothing is hidden from His knowledge. Al-Qabid, so Al-Qabid, the constrictor, the tightener. Qabid comes from the letters Qaf, Ba, Bod. Al-Qabd. Al-Qabd is a fist. So the fist, isn't it that you close your fingers and you tighten your hand? So Allah is Al-Qabid, the constrictor of the sustenance by His wisdom, means He will make your provision less tight. It will be tighter. Yani, have less money, less food, maybe less clothing, like this. But don't forget, so you hear this when I'm saying less food, less money. Don't forget, the wise ones said the time of constriction is superior to the time of expansion. Yani, if you are poor, you have hard time, uh, you lack money, but you're a good Muslim, that's an important part there, or else you will miss this superiority. You are poor or lacking, however, you are a good Muslim, then this is superior for you in terms of your religiosity. That's not to say that expansion is bad, though. The Prophet ﷺ said, نِعْمَ الْمَالُ الصَّالِحُ لِلرَّجُلِ الصَّالِحِ. What a good thing is good money for a good man, yani for a good person. What a good thing is good money for a good person. Yani, you have halal money and you are a good Muslim. That's very good. You have great advantage here because you can do a lot of good. So that's a good thing too. You can support the dawah efforts. You can help the Muslims and your family and whatever else. And the poor people. Subhanallah. I'm remembering the story about the sister of Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. She was so generous. She used to love to give charity. She used to throw parties for the women, and, yani, so they can come and yani, have fun. So this is a way of her spending her money on the Muslims. She would have parties for the Muslimas, for the Muslimat, and they would come to her and yani, eat or whatever. And she would, even while there, be giving them gifts. And while they are enjoying themselves in her party, she'll be praying in the corner somewhere. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. She said that no one made me jealous except the person who gave a charity that I didn't give. Subhanallah. Allah is al-Basitu, the one who expands and widens the sustenance by His generosity and mercy. Basata, to expand, to widen. So The expansion here is the expansion of the sustenance. So here's amongst his compound names, Al-Qabid al-Basit. And Allah is Al-Khafid al-Rafi'. Al-Khafid means the one who lowers whomever he wills by his destruction. And Al-Rafi' means the one who raises whomever he wills by his endowment. Al-Mu'izz, the one who gives esteem to whomever he willed. The one who grants the izzah, the esteem, uh, the dignity to whomever he willed. And there's a dua here from Ibn Mas'ud that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to say, Allahumma inni as'aluka al-huda wat-tuqa wal-afafa wal-ghina. Oh Allah, surely I ask you the guidance, the piety, the chastity, and here the reason for this to be here, wal-ghina. Looks like one might think this means and wealth. I ask you for wealth, oh Allah. And this is not the monetary wealth here. This is the richness of self. So this is just here as a signal to the meaning of the esteem and the dignity. You Muslim, good Muslim inshaAllah ta'ala, you can keep your head high. You can keep your head high out of esteem. You can keep your head low out of humbleness. Both of those, inshallah, are fine. Your head won't be high out of arrogance. Your nose won't be high out of conceit. Rather, your head is high out of dignity. And if your head is low, out of humbleness or out of contemplation, not out of lowness. And Allah is Al-Mudhil, the one who degrades whomever He willed. So He is Al-Mu'izzu Al-Mudhil. And He is As-Sami'u Al-Basir, the hearer, the seer. Those. The one who hears all things heard, the one who sees all things seen. Or you can say, the one who hears everything, the one who sees everything. Just like you can say about Al-Alim, the one who knows all things known. Or you can say, the one who knows everything. Sorry, one second. Naam. And Allah is Al-Hakam. Al-Hakam. So this is amongst His names that have this pattern of Fa'al. One of those names is As-Samad. You know that name. As-Samad. I'm pointing out the pattern for you. This one is Al-Hakam, the ruler, whose judgment is His word. Yani, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, first of all, His word is His speech. That's the meaning of that statement. His word means His speech. Allah Ta'ala, by His speech, He commands and He forbids. But we don't hear His eternal speech in this dunya, and rather Allah will give revelation to a prophet and send that prophet with His commands and prohibitions. But the origin of being commanded by God or forbidden by God is that it refers to the speech, goes back to the speech of God. Al-Adl, the just one, the fair one, the one who is entitled to do what He does. Nothing that He does is unjust. Nothing He does is unfair, as with the meaning of injustice. Not with the meaning of injustice. As for the meaning of that, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala would endow upon some and not upon others, and Allah would make someone a believer, Allah would make someone a kafir, Allah would make someone wealthy, Allah would make someone poor, Allah would make someone healthy, Allah would make someone sick, healthy, sick. He does whatever he wills. When we say he is fair, he is right, he is just, and anything that he does doesn't mean that all these slaves have the same endowments. They don't. It's the wisdom of Allah Ta'ala that he made different slaves in different ways, having different statuses. So he will make some of them rich, he will make some of them poor, and then the ones who are rich will be able to hire those who are poor and pay them, for example. That's mentioned in the Quran in meaning. Allah is Al-Latif, the one who is Rahim to his slaves. So then, if Al-Latif means Al-Rahim, then it means that's one of his names that refer to his attribute of mercy. So, we said, these names of Allah, some of them have similar meanings. Amongst them are names that refer to his attribute of mercy. Amongst them are names that refer to his attribute of perfection. Amongst them are names that refer to his attribute of power and other things. Amongst them are names that refer to his attribute of will, of knowledge. I meant to say knowledge, but of will too. Al-Latif also can be interpreted as the unimaginable. Latif in Arabic language means soft, subtle. Al-Khabir, who knows the truth of things. One might say all-knowing. Al-Khabir. Yes. Al-Halim, the one who delays the punishment for those who deserve it, and then he might forgive them. So some might say the forbearing one. I'm not accustomed to using this word for Allah Ta'ala, but the word Halim means the one who has hilm. Hilm. And hilm, someone might translate it as forbearance, or someone might translate it as patience. But the hilm means ta'anni, slowness. So patience doesn't mean slowness per se. They're not exactly the same. They have something in common, but they don't mean exactly the same thing completely. Patience, sabr, is habsun nafs. In the language, it means self-control, self-restraint. Hilm means ta'anni, slowness. So you can see something common there, but it's not exactly the same thing. Then makes this explanation here more clear if you understand the meaning of hilm. Hold on. So then, if a person understands the meaning of halim, of hilm in Arabic language, then this explanation here is more clear. The one who delays the punishment for those who deserve it, and then he might forgive them. Yani, the one who does not punish you immediately. And this not punishing the slave immediately on the spot for a sin is what makes the slaves of Allah delusional about their Lord. There's a question in the Quran. يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك الكريم. O human, what has enticed you? What has deluded you about your generous Lord? Some scholars said the answer is the fact that the slave would sin and then Allah would not punish him immediately. Al-Azim, the great, the grand one, having the attributes of exaltation, glory, extolment, and purity from all imperfection. So this is one of his names that refers to his attribute of perfection. Great one, Al-Azim. Al-Ghafur is who forgives a lot. So he has the name Al-Ghaffar and he has the name Al-Ghafur. Both of them are names that refer to his forgiving. Ash-Shakur is who gives ample reward for little obedience. So probably you'll see this translated as the thankful or maybe the appreciative. And yani, I'm just going to say what's right here. The one who gives a lot of reward for a little obedience. And I'll just keep the name in Arabic, Ash-Shakur. Doesn't sit well with me to call Allah appreciating or thanking. These names of Allah are these Arabic names. But that's not to say he doesn't have names in other languages. Our Shaykh says Allah has a name in every language. Al-Ali. So very literally, the one who is high, the majestically high. He who has highness. And the highness is the majesty, which is the greatness. And so this is one of his names that refer to his attribute of perfection. Al-Kabir means Al-Azim. I told you that last time. When we crossed his name, Al-Mutakabbir. I told you Al-Mutakabbir means Al-Kabir, but it's more emphatic. And Al-Kabir means Al-Azim. So this is amongst his names also that refer to his attribute of perfection. Al-Hafiz, the protector or the preserver who protects whatever and whomever he willed. Al-Muqit, the one who has power. So that's amongst his names that refer to his attribute of power, Qudrah or Quwwah. They mean the same thing. Qudrah and Quwwah as attributes of Allah, they mean the same thing. Al-Hasib is Al-Kafi, the sufficer who gives the satisfaction. That means the one who is enough. According to one way of explaining it, like when you say Hasbi Allah, it means Allah is enough for me. Hasbi, he is Al-Hasib. Or you would say Kada wa kada fahasib, such and such, fahasib, and that's it. Hasib. So not more. So one of the meanings of the name of Allah, one of the interpretations of the name of Allah, Al-Hasib, is Al-Kafi, the one who is enough. And also can be explained as the one, yani, the reckoner, or the one who questions the slaves, who judges the slaves on Judgment Day. Then comes from the word Hisab, Al-Hisab, the judgment. Al-Jalil is the great one. So that refers to his attribute of perfection. Al-Karim is the noble one. And so that refers to his attribute of perfection. Or it could mean the generous one, Al-Karim. Ar-Raqib, the one from whom nothing is absent. So someone might translate that as the observer. Yani Allah Ta'ala is attributed with knowledge and sight and hearing. And so he is Ar-Raqib. Nothing is absent from him. Al-Mujib, the answerer or the responder. The one who answers the needy when he asks and rescues the yearner if he calls upon him. The one who answers the dua, Al-Mujib, the one who answers the call. This name of Allah Ta'ala is one of his names that prove that he has an attribute of speech. Also, Al-Hasib, if you want to explain it as the one who judges the slaves on Judgment Day, can refer to his attribute of speech. One of the meanings of al-hisab is Allah's questioning the slaves. Al-mujib has the meaning or proves that Allah has an attribute of speech, because that's the original meaning of answering, responding. And I'll remind you, Allah Ta'ala, if you ask Him, He will answer you. However, that doesn't mean that what you request will manifest for you how and when you want it to. Rather, there are different cases. Either it will manifest for you the way you wanted it to. Allah will give you what you ask for. Or Allah will reserve it for you for the afterlife. Or Allah will protect you from the harm that you didn't know from that thing. And this is answering your dua. You may dua for something and Allah protects you from the harm of what you do not know concerning that. This is counted as answering your dua. Or, yani, not or. And no matter what, Allah will reward you if you're a believer making dua. The believer making dua, Allah will reward him. And then that's going to be also counted as answering your dua. And Allah told us in the Quran that He gives you everything you ask for. And probably if you think about all of what you've asked for and you consider what you got versus what didn't appear for you that you got, probably what you got from what you asked for is way more than what did not appear to you that you got it. I think that's your case. I don't even know you, but that's how things go. Al-Wasir, the one who is vastly knowledgeable or vastly generous. So Wasir in Arabic language literally means wide or vast. So as if it means the vast one. Then refers to the knowledge or refers to the generosity. Al-Hakim is the wise who is correct in his doings. Al-Hakim. This is one of the most important meanings to understand. The meaning of hikmah. Now for Allah, the hikmah, wisdom, that's one of His attributes, is His destining and managing, making everything as it is, lining up all the things that happen and making them come out according to their measures, in their sequences, in their times, with their measures. All of that is by His wisdom. The beautiful thing and the ugly thing, and the weak thing and the strong thing, and the good thing and the bad thing, all of that is by His wisdom. He didn't make a mistake in any of it. For the slave, the wisdom is the talent of foresight. And not just the foresight though. And then to do, and with this foresight, to do what gets you the best outcome. That's hikmah for the slave. Could be wrong. It could be a person who has hikmah, and maybe you're wrong. Sometimes you didn't calculate properly, you didn't anticipate something. But if you are really wise, inshallah, then probably the things will come out for you most of the time, the way you maneuver, according to your maneuvering, because of your hikmah, your wisdom. Yani whether you got an advantage or you avoided a harm, either way. So who's not going to be wise? The one who has no foresight, can't see ahead, can't anticipate. Then he will lack hikmah. Or the reckless one who can anticipate, but he does not put himself in position to get the most advantageous outcome. And rather will put himself, despite his ability to foresee, will or anticipate will put himself into the disadvantage. And also, the what's the opposite of the Hakim? The Safih, Safeeh. Safih. That means a fool. Also, who's the fool? The one who wants to help and he makes things worse. So, you want to help? Don't make things worse, or else you're a fool. And you're going to observe yourself. You might see, yeah, that's me. I am that one. Whenever I want to help, always make things worse. Then you're going to work on yourself. So, you want to help? Don't make things worse. Subhanallah. Al-Wadud is, so very literally means the lover. And it means the one who accepts his believing slaves and his believing slaves love him. We put here the word accept. And what would literally go there is the word love. The one who loves his believing slaves and his believing slaves love him. We put the word here accept to make it easy on some people so that they don't take a wrong meaning from the statement. But if someone says Allah loves this or that, don't rush to deem him as a kafir. Or if he says Allah hates this or that, I advise you, don't rush to deem him as a kafir. Or if he says, we want to do this for the pleasure of Allah, I advise you, don't rush to deem him as a kafir here. Many Muslims, they don't believe that Allah has emotions, but they use such words. In their understanding, does not attribute to Allah emotion. Al-Majid, the noble. It says the one who has perfect power, high status, mercy, and generosity. Yeah. So Majd in Arabic language means nobility. Al-Majid, this is amongst his names that refer to his attribute of perfection. Al-Ba'ith, the resurrector. That's clear. So some of these names of Allah, the mere translation is clear. Like Al-Khaliq, the creator. That's clear, if I don't elaborate farther. Al-Ba'ith, the resurrector. Yeah, that's clear. The one who revives his slaves after death for reward and or punishment. And there's another way to explain this name of Allah. It could mean the one who dispatches the prophets. And if it means the one who dispatches the prophets, then this name is a proof for his attribute of speech. Ash-Shahid, the witness from whom nothing is withheld. So very literally means the witness. From whom nothing is withheld. Then is similar to his name Ar-Raqib, that someone might translate as the observer. So Ash-Shahid is the one who has the knowledge and the sight and the hearing. Al-Haqq. Al-Haqq is the real God. Someone might translate it as the truth. Not a good translation. Just like how someone might translate As-Salam as the peace. No. Al-Haqq means the real God, or it could mean the just God. Al-Wakil is who gives satisfaction and is relied upon. So it has meaning like Al-Hasib, the one who is enough. We said Al-Hasib means Al-Kafi. Al-Kafi is one of the names of Allah, but it's not one of the 99 names. Not according to this list, at least. So that's 3 names of Allah there that have the same meaning. Al-Wakil, Al-Hasib, according to one way of explaining it, and Al-Kafi. And Allah is Al-Qawi Al-Mateen. Both of those names refer to his attribute of power. So then we already saw Al-Muqit, Now we are seeing Al-Qawi, and we are seeing Al-Mateen, and also his name Al-Qadir, and his name Al-Qadir, and we'll see more names of Allah that refer to his attribute of power. Al-Wali, the supporter. Al-Hamid, the praised. Al-Hamid means Al-Mahmud, the praised one. The praised one who deserves it. Allah deserves all the praise. And he is clear of any imperfection. Al-Muhsi, the one who knows the count of things. So someone, I don't know, might translate that as the counter. He is the one who knows the count of things, even how many atoms there are, single atoms that cannot be split. He knows all of them. And how many breaths the people of paradise take, and how many breaths the people of hell take. He knows every single one of them, even though they don't come to an end. Al-Mubdi is the one who started the human being, meaning he created him. The starter, Al-Mubdi. I once met a Muslim named Abdul Mubdi, but he used to call himself Abdul Mubdi, removing the Hamza. And that's valid. Just like Al-Bari, it's valid to say Al-Bari. Al-Mubdi or Al-Mubdi. Al-Mu'id, who brings the creatures back after death. Yani the restorer. Al-Muhyi, the quickener who gives life. Yani life creator. Al-Mumit. So Allah is Al-Muhyi al-Mumit. Death creator. Al-Hayy, the living one. That means the one attributed with life. Al-Qayyum. This has numerous explanations. We already said, because it's in the text of Ibn Asakir. Hayyun Qayyum. So we talked about that. And this is one of the names of Allah that are exclusive for God. No one else can be named Al-Qayyum. You have to call him Abdul Qayyum. Al-Wajid, the rich who is never poor. So this name of Allah also we need to review. Al-Majid, the perfectly noble. Yes, that's one of his names that refer to his attribute of perfection. He is Al-Majid and he's Al-Majid. Al-Wahid, the one without a partner. Yeah, you know that one. As-Samad, the master who is relied upon in all matters and resorted to in one's needs. And the meaning is, and therefore, he does not rely upon anyone, and he does not resort to anyone. Al-Qadir, the powerful, the one attributed with power. Al-Muqtadir is Al-Qadir, with the perfect power. Means very powerful. Most powerful, or something like that. Al-Muqaddimul Mu'akhir, the advancer and the delayer. Yani the one who advances whatever he willed ahead of whatever he willed. Al-Mu'akhir, the one who delays whatever he wills behind whatever he wills or after whatever he wills. So this name of Allah, Al-Muqaddim al-Mu'akhir, because remember we said Allah also has compound names. This name of Allah is amongst his names that prove his attribute of ikhtiyar, choice. Allah has an eternal choice, and His choice is His will. So He will make something ahead of something else, something after something else. He will make something over something else, under something else, in front of something else, behind something else. And if He is attributed with choice, then it means He does not create by nature. Our saying that He's attributed with choice, which is His will, means that He is not a creator by nature. That's what some of the philosophers said. They said God is a kind of thing that creates. That's His nature to create. And by saying that's His nature to create, that's a way of saying He has no choice. He has no will. Rather, that's just what He does. Fire burns, water cools, and the Creator creates. That's their way. Al-awwal wal-akhir, the one without a beginning and the one without an end. Yani, Al-awwal is the one that nothing was before him, and Al-akhir is the one that no one is after him. Al-zahir wal-batin, the one whose existence is obvious and the one who cannot be imagined. Al-zahir literally means apparent, obvious. Al-batin means, in a literal sense, hidden. So, Zahir for Allah is the one whose existence is obvious because of the proof. And Batin for Allah is the one who can't be imagined. And there's another way to explain Al-Zahir could mean the dominant one, the dominator. That's from Arabic language also. Because the one who dominates over another is Zahirun alayhi, yani dominant over him. Al-Wali, the one who owns and manages things. Al-Muta'ali, the one who is high. Yani this is like his name, Al-Ali, and the one who is clear of the attributes of the creation. So this is another name that refers to his attribute of perfection. Al-Barr, the good one, the one who is merciful to his creatures. So here's another name of his, refers to his attribute of mercy. We saw Al-Ghaffar and Al-Ghafir. Here we are seeing Al-Barr. And At-Tawwab, mercy. We saw Ar-Rahman, we saw Ar-Rahim, and we saw also Al-Latif. These have the meaning of mercy. Al-Latif has more than one interpretation though. And now we are seeing Al-Barr and At-Tawwab, the one who grants repentance to whomever he willed amongst his creatures. Yani the forgiver, or the one who accepts the repentance. So then we have seen from this meaning Al-Ghaffar and Al-Ghafur, the one who forgives. And here we have seen At-Tawwab. And this word At-Tawwab, it applies to the forgiver and it applies to the repenter, the repentant one. The repentant one can be called Tawwab, and the forgiving one can be called Tawwab. Al-Muntaqim, the punisher. Yani, Allah punishes. Allah is attributed with punishing. Allah forgives and Allah punishes. What did Ibrahim say to his father? He told him, I am afraid that there shall touch you a torture from Ar-Rahman. I'm afraid that a torture from Ar-Rahman will touch you. A torture from the merciful one. He's merciful to that one now. But he's saying, Abraham was saying to him, now you have the mercy of Allah. I'm afraid that this one who is merciful to you now, that he shall punish you severely later. Al-Afu, the pardoner. So that's another name for forgiveness. Al-Ghaffar, Al-Ghafur, At-Tawwab. Here we have Al-Afu. And there's a shed on the wow, doubled. I'm sorry, yeah, doubled wow. Al-Afu. Ar-Ra'uf means the most merciful. Yani Ar-Ra'uf means Ar-Rahim. So we've seen Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, and Al-Barr. Now we are seeing Ar-Ra'uf. Malikul Mulk, owner of the dominion. Allah Ta'ala is the true owner. Dhul Jalali wal Ikram. Dhul Jalali wal Ikram, the one who possesses the greatness and the nobility. Yani, it means the one who deserves to be exalted and not denied. And that's one of the names of Allah that are special to Him. Until now, though, I never met someone named Abdu Dhil Jalali wal Ikram. I have half a mind. If Allah gives me a son, maybe I'd name him Abdu Dhil Jalali wal Ikram. But I think if I get another son, I'm going to name him Muhammad first. And if I get one after that, I don't know. But maybe someone out there, name your child Abdu Dhil Jalali wal Ikram. Insha'Allah ta'ala. This is amongst his names that refer to his attribute of perfection. Malikul Mulk refers to his attribute of ownership. Allah has an eternal ownership. Al-Muqsitu is God who is just in his judgment. Dhul Jalali wal Ikram. The author says, Dhul Jalali wal Ikram is who deserves to be exalted and not denied. Dhu means someone with an attribute. The one who has. That's what it means. Dhul Jalal, the one who has Al Jalal. Jalal is greatness. Wal Ikram and Ikram. Also, then, this is another name of Allah. Really, I need to study more. Now I'm thirsty to go into these names more. Al Muqsit is God who is just in his judgment. Yani the fair one, the just one. We saw also his name Al-Adl. Did we not see Al-Adl? And also we saw his name Al-Haq, according to a way of explaining it. Al-Haq, the real God, or it means the just God. Here we are at Al-Muqsit, also means the just God. Like Al-Adl, which means the fair one, the just one. That is one of the attributes of Allah Al-Adl, his justice, which means his never being unjust. Zulm, injustice, is impossible to attribute to Allah. The one who created, Azza wa Jal, the earthquakes and the diseases and the venomous, scary vermin and the other things, the tidal waves and wars, etc. Allah is the creator of all of that, as He is the creator of the good. All of that is by His justice. Allah would will for someone to be a kafir and put him in hell forever. That's justice. So a kafir will ask, how that's justice? Tell him, because God doesn't have to do anything for you anyway. You are a possession of His. Who do you even think you are? That's how you are a kafir. You don't believe in God, really. It is necessary to believe in the justice of Allah Ta'ala. He does whatever He wills with anyone and anything. Al-Jamir is who gathers the creatures on the day of judgment. Jamir means the collector, the gatherer. Yani, that's how you would translate it, or could translate it. A jamir is something that puts things together, collects things in language. Al-Ghani is who does not need the creation. Yes, Al-Ghani. Al-Mughni is who satisfies the necessities of the creatures, the one who fulfills the needs. Al-Mani', the defender who protects and gives victory to his pious believers. Yani, that's one way to explain it. Defender, mani'. It could mean preventer. That's the meaning of defender too. Preventer, meaning preventing the harm. That's the defender. Or the preventer, or the one who withholds, if you want. That's another way to see the name. Al-Mani', the one who withholds whatever he wills. Don't you say after the prayer, Allahumma la mani'a lima a'tayt wa la mu'tiya lima mana'at. Oh Allah, there is no withholder for anything that you have given, and there is no giving anything that you have withheld. This reminds me here of a benefit for you. What did the Prophet say, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Man ahabba lillah wa abghada lillah wa a'ta lillah wa mana'a lillah faqad istakmala al-iman. Anyone who loved for the sake of God and he hated for God. Anyone who loved for God and he hated for God and he gave for God, and he withheld for God. That means there was an intention in his withholding. There is a wisdom here and a reason, a benefit in his withholding. It's not selfishness here. This is good thinking here. He withheld, he gave for the sake of Allah, and he withheld for the sake of Allah. فَقَدْ اسْتَكْمَلَ الْإِيمَانِ Then his faith is complete. '91 and '92, الضَّارٌ نَافِعٌ. So, very literally, the harmer, الضار, and nafir, the beneficial in a very literal sense, or could be literally translated as useful. When I say useful, though, not for Allah. So Abdar means the one who makes harm reach whomever he wills. Means the harm creator, creator of harm. So it literally means the harmer means the creator of harm. He makes harm reach whomever he wills. And Nafir means the one who makes benefit reach whomever he wills. The benefiter, one might say, is the one who makes benefit reach whomever he wills. Those two names go together. That is, what we learned is that you don't mention Abdar without a Nafi'. An-Nur is who guides. So very literally the light. Light has in English figurative meaning of guidance or guide. If I heard someone call Allah a light in English, I wouldn't rush to say he committed kufr. That he is saying that Allah is an illumination. Al-Hadi is who guides the believers, and by his guidance, the living things are guided to what is beneficial for them and protected from what is harmful to them. Yani, Al-Hadi, the guide, means the one who guides the believers, and also means the one who guides the creatures to their sustenance and to their mates. And he protects them from what is harmful to them. Some said for number 93, An-Nur means Al-Munir. Munir means enlightener. Enlightener. Yani, that means creator of light. Subhanallah. Look at that very beneficial creation, light itself. It's a great mercy from Allah. The believer will really remember the endowments of Allah more than others. Yani, yes. Because he believes that Allah is the creator of everything. Everything. Al-Badir is who created the creation without a preceding example. The one who created creations without taking that from a prior example. That's very, very profound. Because something like we mentioned before, while someone might see the human being and his situation as normal because he is a human being, but he didn't really reflect well. So he would see, okay, I'm human, and okay, I live in a house, I wear clothes, and I drive a car, ride a bike. Okay, uh, what's so special here? But look at the creation of the human being. Look at the creation of the hand, for example. How is the hand is created? With these fingers, each one having its length. This is by wisdom. And the thumb, just this right here. So Allah in eternity, He knew how this should be created. Didn't take it from a preceding example. And on top of that, He made the human beautiful too. He gave him this shape and made him look nice. You see how they put in cartoons and movies. Even they'll give something human shape but makes it hideous. They'll say it's an alien or it's a monster. The one who created all the creation without a previous example. Didn't copy it from something. Al-Baqi is the one for whom non-existence is impossible. Baqi means remaining. The remaining one. So it means the for God means the everlasting one. Al-Warith, the one whose existence remains. Okay. Al-Warith, the scholars said this is one of his names that referred to his attribute of everlastingness, just like Al-Baqi. Al-Baqi is a name of Allah that refers to his attribute of everlastingness. Al-Warith also refers to the attribute of everlastingness. You are familiar with the names of Allah, although there are numerous ones. Uh, although there are numerous ones that sometimes they have similar meaning. But if you want to investigate the meaning of the letters, then you will see what's the significance of the name. How to explain the name. Yani, there are attributes of Allah, we know them. We learned the 13 attributes and also other attributes of Allah, existence, eternity, everlastingness, knowledge, power, will, sight, hearing, speech, etc. So many of these names we know the attribute goes to. And we learned about the doings of Allah. Well, this session here, we didn't talk about the doings of Allah, or maybe only a hint for you. Didn't really talk about it with you. In this lesson now, we are talking about the doings of Allah, but I didn't really bring it out for you. We are talking about doings of Allah because we're going over His names. Some of His names refer to His attributes, the attributes of the self. Like Al-Qadir, the powerful. So powerful is an attribute of His self. And some of these names refer to His doings. Like Ad-Darrun Nafi', the one who makes harm reach whomever He wills. The one who makes benefit reach whomever He wills. These are doings of Allah. Okay, so we know about doings of His. We know about attributes of His, Azza wa Jal. And here are names of His. And these names go to what? Sometimes these names go to some of the attributes of his self. And sometimes some of these names go to some of his doings in terms of which attribute it refers to. And so I said all of that to say sometimes more than one name refers to the same attribute. We have right here 96 and 97. Al-Baqi al-Warith. Al-Baqi means the one who remains. That means who does not go out of existence. Without time, existing without time, everlastingly. Al-Warith, here in the translation, says the one whose existence remains. So the one who's everlasting. That means same attribute. Okay. How do you mean the same thing? Two different words here. Then we want to investigate the letters to see what's the significance of the name. How did we get to that attribute from this name? As for 96, it's very explicit and clear. Ba, Qaf, Ya, Al-Baqi, that means very explicitly, the one who remains. So it means for God, the one who's everlasting, his existence does not come to an end. What about this name, Al-Warith? And we said it means here the one whose existence remains. What do these letters mean? Wow, Ra, Tha. So Wow, Ra, Tha. In a literal sense, Al-Warith means the heir. That means inheritor, the one who inherits something. The one who inherits something, in the heir. Well, we're not going to say this name of Allah means the heir. That's with a silent H. H-E-I-R. I think that's how you spell it. For sure with a silent H, though. Not air, A-I-R. So what does this mean then? So for Allah, Al-Warith means the one who remains after the others have passed away. And his ownership never ceases. While those who own things, they don't own them anymore when they die. So also has then a reference to his attribute of ownership. Al-Warith. Did we see any other name of Allah that has a reference to his attribute of ownership? Yes, we did. Here's one, number 84. Malikul Mulk, owner of the dominion. Owner for Allah means that he does with his possession whatever he wills. Doesn't have any responsibility. How does someone think God has a responsibility? Who does he think he is? Who does everyone think he is? God is the one who does whatever he wills to do. He doesn't have any responsibilities. That's what makes the difference between Muslim and also someone else. Some people, they think God owes them something. Okay, 98. Al-Rashid is the one who guides. So we saw 94. Al-Hadi, the guide. And we saw 93. An-Nur, the guide also. But someone might translate it literally as the light, but it means the one who guides. Ibn Abbas said that An-Nur means the one who guides the inhabitants of the earth and the inhabitants of the skies to the light of faith. That's how Ibn Abbas explained this name of Allah, An-Nur. The one who guides the inhabitants of the earth, those are humans and genies, and the inhabitants of the skies, those are angels, to the light of faith, means he makes Muslims whomever he wills. The angels are all Muslims, and the humans amongst them are Muslims, and the jinn amongst them are Muslims. The angels are Muslims, then they perform their prayers too. And when they pray, they land. When they pray, they land. Because one of the conditions of the prayer, it's an integral of the prayer actually, is to stand if you're able to. To stand if you are able to. And 99, As-Sabur is who does not quickly punish the believers. That's what we saw as an explanation for Al-Halim also. As-Sabur, so someone might translate it as the patient one or the patient. So many of these names of Allah, you don't want to translate them literally. So many of them, you want to just say them in Arabic. Some of them, if you translate them, there's no harm, like Al-Khaliq, the creator. When I say translate, I mean like one word, just word by word. Otherwise, what we're doing is explaining, elaborating, not mere translation. So those are the 99 names of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. And let's seal that with what's here. The names are of two categories. There are 12 names that are specific to Him. That's one category. Names that are specific to Him. So 12 names that are specific to Him. Yani, you cannot name anyone else with these names. What are those? Allah, Ar-Rahman, Al-Quddus, Al-Khaliq, Ar-Raziq, Malikul Mulk, Dhul Jalali wal Ikram, Al-Qayyum, Al-Muhyi, Al-Mumit. Now, all of these are from the 99 names, and there are some names of His, not from the 99 names, also that are exclusive to Him. Those are Al-Ilah and Ar-Rabb. So, Allah, it's God with a capital G. That's name, the name of the Creator. Ar-Rahman, this is the one who is merciful to the believers and the non-believers in this world, but merciful only to the believers in the afterlife. Al-Quddus, this one. So whether you translate it as the pure one or the holy one, the translation is not the issue here. This name, Al-Quddus, cannot be given to other than Allah. And Al-Khaliq, the creator, this Al-Khaliq, Al-Raziq, the provider or sustainer. Malikul Mulk, owner of the dominion. Dhul Jalali wal Ikram. Let's study that name more. Al-Qayyum, if you remember, has so many meanings. Al-Qayyum, the one who is everlasting, the one who controls the creations, the one uh, who doesn't need anything. Al-Muhyi, life creator. Al-Mumit, death creator. Al-Ilah, the God, the God. But Al is part of the name. Al-Ilah. If someone, yani, for me, if I were to translate the difference between Allah and Al-Ilah, the difference would be Allah is God with capital G, and Al-Ilah is the God, capital T, capital G. The name Allah is better though. That's the best name. The best single name. Allah. And Ar-Rabb, the Lord. But this word in Arabic, Rabb, and the English word Lord, they don't match exactly. Rabb means, in the basis of the language, owner, Malik. So that's a name also that has a reference to his attribute of ownership, Ar-Rabb. When we say you cannot use this for other than Allah, Ar-Rabb, I'm saying the expression right now that I'm saying, Ar-Rabb, not just the word Rabb. It's possible to use the word Rabb in compound, compound. Like if you say Rabbul Bayt, this means landlord. It's not sinful to use this word, Rabbul Bayt, or landlord. When we say Ar-Rabb, the Lord, so it's going to have capital L. This wording here, Ar-Rabb, yani, with the definite article on it is what I want to say. You cannot use it for other than Allah. And furthermore, for more clarification for you, the translations don't always translate into names for Allah, and that's very important too. Sometimes the translation translates into a name of God, but not always. All of the Arabic words are names of Allah. When we say they are names of Allah, it means you can call Him by them. Call Him by them, so you say, Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Quddus. Ya means oh. Ya Khaliq, Ya Raziq, etc. So then those are names of His. In English, you don't have all those options. So you would say, oh God. So that's the name of His. You called upon Him. Or you'd say, oh Lord. So you called upon Him with this word, then that's the name of His in that language. But you don't say, oh, powerful. Even though we're going to say Al-Qadir means powerful. You can say, yeah, Qadir. But you don't say, oh, powerful. So it doesn't translate as a name per se. Not always. And names, so that's one category, names that are specific to him. And then there are names that are not exclusively his. That means those are names of God. But if you use those words for other than God, there's no sin. So you might call someone Al-Alim. This would mean, for example, when you use it for a person, the scholar. When you use it for God, means all knowing. Different meaning, doesn't mean scholar. Said Al-Alim for Allah means all knowing, which that's not a name also. You don't say, oh, all knowing. But you say, yeah, Alim. But what would bring it closer to something you can use for calling is to use the word one. Oh, all knowing one. Then this is a description. Yeah, we're not gonna say that's his name. All knowing one. Allahu Alam. Uh, Allah knows best about that. But God in English, that's the name of the Creator in that language, and Lord also. Uh, so someone could be called As-Salam or Al-Malik. Al-Malik, yani the king. That's one of the names of Allah, Al-Malik, that refer to his attribute of ownership. But you notice when we learn about the 13 attributes, we don't usually talk about the attribute of ownership. So Allah has attributes also other than the 13. And amongst them is the attribute of perfection. Some of these names of Allah, like As-Salam, refer to his attribute of perfection. Al-Quddus, wa subhanallahi wa bihamdi.